El lenguaje no es tan solo palabras. Las palabras son un medio de comunicación interactiva entre personas. El lenguaje coordina nuestras acciones, es con lo cual compartimos. El lenguaje es percepción, sino también es la base de nuestras ideas.
I will give you some of the ideas that Scarlett collected because Scarlett designed this laboratory today. She wrote, my central question and the basis for exploration and experimentation is, how does the sound of language turn into movement? And how does this arising movement then turn into a movement language with which we can establish contact with our counterpart on the other side or behind the screen, and thus overcome distance through the digital medium? And today we will look at the following topic: perception and language, gestures and facial expressions in language, and sound as an emotion carrier of language. And we decided that for this starting point, we will show you a short video, which is movement triggered by speech.
人类的存在是在爱与自由意志之间徘徊。神圣的爱，无条件的爱，嵌入宇宙神秘图腾的爱，在时空显化中逐渐脱离，留下自由意志，或者不再脱离，再次回到自由意志的混沌海洋。只因那无条件的爱只在那自由意志的海洋中徜徉奔涌。这个创造了有机生命的海洋，包容着一切，显化着一切，没有偏见，没有分别，承载着生命本身的意义，在创造中发光发亮，也终将归于黑暗的寂灭。携带着那份无分别的爱，继续在这自由意志中徘徊，带着大地的伤疤，乘着来自云端的清风，疗愈，疗愈，疗愈。在所有极端分别所造成的裂痕中，寻找那永恒光的存在，来自同一个点，同一个愿，只因一切分别只是为了证明曾经的不曾分别，链接跨越时空的曾经，祈愿，祈愿，祈愿。人类的存在是在爱与自由意志之间徘徊，像一根两头紧绷、上下摆动的琴弦。也许这琴弦发出的和谐乐音，才是人类存在的意义。弦断，空叹。
So you may have guessed it, we have used the sound from one of the speaking mouths, from Schauerte, and I have no idea what you were saying. It would be really interesting to know what meaning I was moving to, but so that was our first experiment. I hope you enjoyed it.
It's really very interesting because I'm Chinese, so I know what he's talking about, and then sound movement actually works very well together with the meaning of the language. It's like when you're doing movement, like you're going deeper, 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 step by step. Actually, this movement just like works well, fit well to the sentence while he was talking. So I was wondering while I was watching video, did you understand what he was talking about? Because this works perfect together.
That's so great to hear. Wonderful. No, I have no idea. And also it was a spontaneous improvisation. So also I was really surprised by, for example, when he repeats things, and I also do movement repeating, or at least, going deeper, and it really fits. It's interesting how the body seems to pick up on what's coming from the language. Yes.
It's really cool material.
Thank you.
Yeah, it does resonate with the content, especially when I was talking about like our life. It's like a string vibrating, like a string. There's the start and there's end, but there is no start and no end. But it's the whole harmonization, which is vibrating. And then you are doing, your arm is like this, your body is going down. It's like you're becoming this string, which is vibrating. So it does resonate with the content. Quite a surprise, but I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
Great, thank you. That's very exciting to hear. Wow.
I have a question to Ishu Zhang. Like I'm really enjoying what you're writing here. It's like your original writing, or
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
really,
it's
really,
a poem that I specifically write for this workshop for
yeah,
the satellite lab.
it's very, very beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
I liked the way that when the person in Chinese language, if I understand, he does some break. He don't read or speak all the time, but it's some silence in between. And Uma Yoga, you was using this breaking time to also go in other movements or do something in between, it's a kind of transition between movements. Like you speak with your body and your body say something and this speaking maybe says something else. Even if you don't understand, it's about a rhythm and breaking pause in between, just not all the time full. That's very interesting because you was working slowly also to follow this. I was working one time about movement also with a dancer, and it's incredible how you can work with improvisation. I mean, it's more about listening. When you improvise, you listen. You don't repeat all the time. But when you are doing some very, very professional dance, of course, you are working with repetition, and it's nothing compared to this is very different. It's interesting as the way it is with breaking, I think also.
Thank you. Yeah, so it became a dialogue. First it started out to be an echo and then it became a dialogue. Yeah, really cool. The next topic is sign language. Sign language of the deaf is the only independent visual language as a means of communication, and it is just as powerful as verbal language. So whenever you get into a situation where you cannot use spoken language, you very quickly reach the limits of what's possible. So you have a few signs or gestures that you can use, like sending a kiss or saying bye-bye. But then shortly thereafter, you have no more gestures left. So if you are able to speak the sign language of the impaired hearing pupil, you will be able to express grammatical contexts and also precise addresses and things. I suppose you know that already. It's just that we found it as a very interesting example. Also the facial expression and the gestures, the facial expressions in sign language are very important. They convey different things like the mood. So the gaze, head and mouth are very important. I would like to tell you a little example from my family life. So I heard about using sign language for babies when my son, he's now 12, when he was a baby. And I found it very interesting. I mean, we are both regular hearing people, but there are so many things happening inside of the child and the child cannot express him or herself. And I found that there was a little course that I took and we used somewhere between 5 and 10 signs, depending on how frequently we were using them. The first sign that my baby son, I was carrying him in a baby carrier, that he ever repeated was the sign for tree. Because we would walk around in the park and he would be in that baby carrier looking up, and I would always tell him, this is the tree. or these are the trees, and then he would repeat that. Yeah. We also had, he used 3 gestures in particular, which were his basic needs. And only these gestures he accompanied with a sound. So the first one was eating. Or actually they were split in 2. It was eating and drinking. He did both of them. And this one was, I need to go to the toilet. And the third one was like this, and was like, Mommy, I want to drink milk from your breast. And so the sounds that he made, which he didn't use for any other signs or gestures, he did the sound grr. So he would be grr, 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 grr. Actually, he did also. So he didn't even have a single word, but he did grr. And I knew it's one of his basic needs. And then later on, we also used I want to go home. So very simple, from a big, it's like a triangle. I want to go home. So when I would spend too much time meeting my girlfriends on the street talking, he would be like, I want to go home. So yeah, I just want to share that. Interesting piece. So we come to the last point, which is sound as the carrier of emotion in language. Scarlett writes, there are words, I call them original words, that can be found in all languages, such as life, love, body, soul, sky, earth, water, air, fire, and nature. Everything that we can perceive with the eyes, we're giving it a name. So, but there are already differences occurring in the way that we perceive even these original words. So we will do a little experiment that Scarlett will explain.
Oui. Oui.
사랑,
사랑,
神光，
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 神光。
神光。
اوكي. طبيعة.
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 calme,
calme.
calme,
Calme.
calme,
Palabras son un medio de comunicación
Licht,
Licht,
Dunkelheit.
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 مير. 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 مير.
雨晴，
ultime, calme,
calm,
Leben.